Okay, welcome everyone. Hey, thanks for coming. It's that time of the month again. When we all collect in the Sheriff Centre for Songwriters Circle. And it's so lovely to have you with us for this community event. And tonight's event is in honour of Women's International History Month. So we're excited to have some quite brilliant female performers with us. We've got, I'll just introduce them very briefly, but when we each come to play a song, I know that students are going to introduce themselves, but I have Paris here from the BA Songwriting. We got some BA people with us, yes, marvellous. And we have Trina from the Master Songwriting Programme. And we have August from the Master Songwriting Programme. And Maxine from the Master Songwriting Programme. And we have our special guest tonight, who we are really thrilled to have with us. You might know her from her success in the twice Mercury Music Prize nominated The Magic Numbers, or you might know her solo material, or her for being the Instrumentalist of the Year. Yeah, with the AMA. Please welcome Michele Stodart. So it's the usual format tonight. We're going to each play a song. We're going to say something about it beforehand. There'll be a bit of singing along. Any participation which seems appropriate to you is probably welcome. You never know, we might sing about things which, might be difficult subject matter for some people in the room. For example, I'll be mentioning baby loss. You might want to step out or whatever, and that's absolutely fine. We're not going to have a break, but I encourage you to get wine during the proceedings, unless you prefer herbal tea, and that is also on offer. So the bar's remaining open. We're going to play 2 songs each, and then Michelle's very kindly agreed to play a third one for us at the end. So, I haven't introduced myself, but I think most of you know me. I'm Sophie Daniels, and I'm the head of songwriting, and I've worked at ICMP for a very long time and run this event with my co-workers for 10 years, and loving having it here in the Sheriff Centre, loving this amazing venue to sing in. First time that I've performed here. I also am Liberty's Mother. That was my performing project that I created in 2019 and released an EP, and did a lot of charity and awareness raising with that project, which was in memory of my late daughter, whose name was Liberty. And I wrote a new song recently, which led me to think, I should definitely continue with that artistic identity. Whereas I'd thought that I was going to not be using it anymore. So I'm really excited to share 2 new Liberty's Mother songs. I'm planning to record them and hoping to release them in December or January. Thank you, Luz. I actually, this first song that I'm going to play, I wrote just about a year ago. And I was thinking about war because of the invasion of Ukraine, and I've been thinking about how the world would be different if more women held more power. And I was also thinking about writing a song and to respond to how I felt about what was happening in Afghanistan at the time with the Taliban retaking control. And I started thinking about a war between love and hate. Of course, women do not have the monopoly on love. But I think the world would be a better place if more women held power. I think as a mother, I've learned that love really is the ultimate weapon. It is the only way to always win, at least in my house. It's the only way to always win. So that's what the song is about. It's a conceit of this is love speaking to hate. I was also inspired by the closing scenes of that TV show. I don't know if anyone saw it, called Years and Years. Yeah, that was on a few years ago, and the final scene of that. So it's kind of similar to that. And this song is called Love, the Ultimate Weapon. get some of the words in the bridge. I see you pull pins on bums, thinking that you've all but won, thinking that you're keeping on, however hard the fight. I see you rewrite the news, thinking you can change the truth, thinking that you still can use hate to conquer all. But I am love, and I destroy all in my way. I will return, and I will stay. And bit by bit, I will get through, I'll get back in. Waiting here amongst the air we're all breathing, seeping through by any crack. I invade and never turn back. I always win. Every fighter feels my force, with a will more strong than yours, with a mission more than war, unstoppable as time. It's only I who cannot be denied. I always grow, I always thrive, and bit by bit I will get through, I'll get back in. Waiting here amongst the air we're all breathing, seeping through by any crack. I invade and never turn back. I always win. I come from nowhere, no terrain is too hard. I always win, I seize every shred of power, explode in every heart. And all will drop their weapons, forget that lies were spun, and all will speak love's language as their mother tongue. I always win, I don't apologize, speak quietly or hide. I always win, and when I come again, you fly my flag with pride. Yes, with pride. And bit by bit I will get through, I'll get back in. Waiting here amongst the air we're all breathing, seeping through by any crack. I invade and never turn back. I always win. Thank you. Paris, are you using my microphone or that one? Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm really interested in exploring themes for material that women may write, and maybe songs that women would write songs about that, you know, may not get through the cracks of A&R and all of that. So that's kind of what I'm exploring now. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Paris. And Paris, I invite you to introduce yourself.
Thank you, that was gorgeous. Yeah, that's better, thank you. Hello, my name is Paris Hing, and I'm a first year on the BA Songwriting. I'm really excited to be here, and the first song I will be singing is about the struggle of wanting validation in a physical sense in relationships, but also feeling that you have more to offer than that. Yeah. It should be fun. Can you stop trying to undress me? Your touch has me second guessing if you're really here for me. I can't hold you for a minute without one of your hands slipping down my dress. Is that what keeps you here, keeps you coming back? Stop, get off of me, 'cause I am more than my body. What will it take for you to understand that sometimes I wanna kiss you, but sometimes I just wanna hold your hand? Wonder if you'll ever fucking see there is more to me, me, me. Sometimes I'll go and post online in the short skirt I know that you like. Text me every time, and you say that you wanna get to know me, but you only ever ask me if I'm lonely and if you could stay the night. Go, want you to leave, 'cause I am more than my body. What will it take for you to understand that sometimes I wanna kiss you, but sometimes I just wanna hold your hand? Wonder if you'll ever fucking see there is more to me, me, me. There is more to me, me, me. And I hate that you had me, the hand I need so badly. Leave me tugging on your sleeve. Oh, 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 oh. I drink your validation, the only words I'm craving. You're like coffee in the morning, except you're never here when the song comes up. Except you're never here after you get what you want. But I am more than my body. What will it take for you to understand? Sometimes I wanna kiss you, but sometimes I just wanna hold your hand. Wonder if you'll ever fucking see there is more to me, me, me. There's more to me, me, me. There's more to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Paris. Amazing. I was going to ask you a question, but it's a really bad moment to do that, isn't it? No, sorry. I was just going to say, how's your first year on the BA songwriting been?
It's amazing. I'm really loving it.
I mean, Shane's sitting right there. So, you know.
Yeah.
And is this quite typical in the material that you've been writing, or has it been changing? Or?
It's definitely been changing. This one I wrote outside, but my next song is something I wrote for a brief. But I love the different briefs because it definitely causes me to bring in a variety of different songs and like different subjects.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna swap seats now for Trina. Trina. Quite a few master students here tonight who know you, but just tell us about something about you and your music.
Just adjusting. So no, I'm going to go higher. So I kind of, before I was on this course, I'd written about 3 songs, So it's been an experience, and I've written a lot of different songs, and I feel like I'm still evolving. So yeah, the first song I'm going to sing is actually, it's sort of in the style of musical theatre, which is where my background mainly is. And I wrote it for Established and Progressive Songwriting Industries module.
The longest
because I
module
wanted
title in
to.
the world. I'm so sorry about that.
I know, I was going to say EPC, but I was like, not everyone's going to understand what that even means, so it's going down, go quite low. Yeah, so this song was prompted by, like, write a song about fear, so I wrote about a fear of rejection, because, you know, and I thought, in the style of musical theatre, because why not? So yeah, this is the first time I'm performing it live, so... Ask me how I'm doing and I say good. Don't know why I've only got one word for you. There's so many things I want to say, but I can't say them to your face. 'Cause I'm worried if I say them, if I send them, you'll leave me with a blank page. Getting in my own way while I wait for answers that you won't provide. Questions circle in my mind, like, will you leave me if we go steady? Will you lead me on for months, only to tell me you're not ready? Will you break my heart in two just to prove that you can? I just hope you understand the baggage that I bring. I'll say it once, I'll say again, tequila's not my friend. She makes me say and do things I will wake to regret. And though I don't regret what happened, I regret that it was under the influence. And we said things, but I just can't trust the details. You think we stand a chance? Maybe if I opened up, you'd give me answers to the questions that continue circling my mind. Like, will you leave me if we go steady? Will you lead me on for months, only to tell me you're not ready? Will you break my heart in two just to prove that you can? I just hope you understand the baggage that I bring. I know we've not even begun, but I can't trust beginnings when I'm thinking of the end. My lack of trust, not yours to bear, so maybe I'll step back and leave you be. Cause he left me when we got steady. He led me on for months, only to say he wasn't ready. He broke my heart in two, and I'm not saying that he's you. I just hope you understand that's the baggage that I bring. The baggage that I bring. The baggage that I bring. Hope you enjoyed that bridge.
That's amazing. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Polly Polsma, because she's got a few friends here tonight, and that was her brief, I think, to write about fear.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. That was just lovely. I love that kind of female singer-songwriter, musical theatre influence pop. Never apologise for writing something that may or may not sound like musical theatre. Sorry to get on my high horse so early on. But in my experience, when people say it sounds a bit musical theatre, this might be an A&R man saying, oh, this sounds like it's written at a piano. It may be emotional and truthful and have a really great melody.
Yeah, it's true.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Well done. August, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is August. I am from New York City, and I am in the Master's Songwriting course. Incredibly grateful to be here tonight. This first song that I'm going to play on a kind of strange instrument called the Merlin. And it's a song about my grandparents' love story from the perspective of my grandmother. So if you could imagine that I'm an 80-year-old woman, that would be great. Yes, thank you so much. Quite close. Yeah, thank you so much.
I don't think I've ever seen a Merlin before.
Yeah, it's very strange. 4 strings, 3 notes. Very strange, yeah, it's fun. Here is Glory. If we could turn back time, I would tell you a story. You know your glory. You were a gambler betting your life, and I was born to be your wife. And it was never boring. Some called us Bonnie and Clyde, but our happiness lied in the summer night. So, lover, please come back to me before this love goes dark. You could let me in. No medicine could ever break us apart. We had a lot for our time. We got 2 babies, and I've never seen you so happy. Now they're all grown and they live their own lives. Now I'm alone and I miss your kind eyes. When did life fly past me? Oh, lover, please come back to me before this love goes dark. You could let me in. No medicine could ever break us apart. Losing you was more than a crime, and it was more than tears I cried. But I'll keep on smiling. And you know, if I could turn back time, you know that I would make it right. Yes, I'd keep on trying. Lover, you let me find I will never say goodbye till you know your glory.
That's so lovely, August.
Thank you.
Is that a new song-ish?
It is old and then redone, so reborn. Yeah, thanks.
Were your grandparents able to hear it?
My grandmother was, yes.
And what
yeah.
was her take on
She is an 80-year-old Jewish woman, so she said, nice. That was the best I could get.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and we're going now to Maxime, also a master's student.
That's a bit close. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Hello. Hi, I'm Maxime. I'm on the songwriting MA. Songwriting is my main form of expression. Like, that's the answer I've been giving every time people have asked, why are you on this course? Oops, sorry. Yeah, and it felt really special to be singing next to these wonderful women and voices tonight, because I really do care about the female gaze in any form of art. So, yeah. I'll be singing a song about my long-distance relationship called Rubies and Sapphires. It's important to me because being in a long-distance relationship is me making the decision of going for my career rather than going for my relationship physically. And so that's why I'm going to be singing it tonight. Yeah. You left, I feel the panic. You're like a million miles away now. And now a difference. Can I remotely sleep in your arms and fall in your sound, fall in your voice, fall in your voice. Be at peace, my tender darling. I'll still hold you when you're gone. In my heart and in my prayers, in every song. Your rubies and sapphires, I see your mind like rubies and sapphires. Skin memories forbidden. What a choice. I wanna hold you, sweet we part. I still adore you. Be at peace, my darling, I'll still hold you when you're gone. In my heart and in my prayers, in every song. Your rubies and sapphires, I see your mind like rubies and sapphires, rubies and sapphires. When the night is over, I'll stay, hoping for your feet and your face, longing for your warm embrace. And still I resist, I persist. No, you're in your flight through the sky, over our nest, gentle goodbyes. The flower in my night stands still. peace, my tender darling. I'll still hold you when you're gone, in my heart and in my prayers, in every song. Your rubies and sapphires, I see you're mine, like rubies and sapphires, rubies and sapphires, rubies and sapphires.
It's beautiful, Maxine.
Thank you.
Interesting, writing a song as a woman, talking about choosing career over a relationship. It made me think about Joni Mitchell, who famously did that. I was just thinking about that. Do you think of the song being from the female perspective as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never really written in like the male perspective because like it's just not where my mind starts, and because this is really personal to me, like that was really like my point of view. But it doesn't take away that like the feedback that I've had from the song, like people that don't identify as female, like do feel that the song represents them as well. So that's amazing because it was my first thought. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, please welcome our special guest this evening, Michele Stodart.
Hello.
It's so great to have you here, and I know that you also feel very passionate about women in music.
I do very much. I mean, what an amazing list of songs. Just like, honestly, it's been such a treat to just sit back and listen to it, and thank you for welcoming me into the bubble of songwriting. So it is a gift to share someone's story and to kind of and to be able to have that sort of form of expression. So I'm having a really nice time up here. And I do feel very passionate about women on stage doing music and collaborating and sharing those stories and sort of having a voice and to be able to kind of to own that and not apologize for it, which took me a long time in myself to do that, because I think it's very inbuilt in us as women to apologize for everything. But I used to apologize for every sad song that I wrote. Especially if I got booked to play a Saturday night, I'd be like, really sorry guys, but this is gonna be, this is gonna be a depressing night. But I'm sort of not trying to do that anymore, and I think it's sort of finding the tribe, finding the people that lift you up, the radiators against the drains. So so I'm happy to be here.
And you just run an event of your own as well, right?
That's right. We do. My partner and I, we do women's sort of International Women's Day concerts, and we sort of have like a multi-artist lineup, and we get different songwriters and showcase their sort of songs. But it's also the slight sort of twist in our shows is collaboration. So we kind of we decide to co-write for the show especially, and sometimes we'll kind of meet up like either on Zoom now, which is great, and we kind of write a song for the event, and that's been a really nice way of just kind of getting closer to the artists as well, because we're sharing so much here on stage just by just energetically being together. And I think when you sort of go on tour with someone, it's another huge kind of connection. You're kind of living, breathing all the sort of strange sort of silences together. And in our shows, we kind of want to do just that, kind of get closer together as artists and lift each other up really in that kind of way. But we did it this year at Bushhall, which was exciting. So we're still slowly building it, and as you said, I think you said earlier, Sophie, was like 50% now of women that
on our program. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's amazing.
I was just thinking that because I also work for an organisation called the F-List. If anybody hasn't joined the F-List, I know some of you have. That's an organisation that promotes women in music, and it was actually set up. I don't know if any of you know the story, because it was set up by Vic Bain, who's one of the UK's leading equality campaigners. Because Michael Eavis, who runs Glastonbury, there was this kind of big Twitter thread which was all about, do you remember when they were showing festival posters and they were like greying out the men, and there was just like 1 or 2 names on the festival posters, and this was a few years ago in the UK. And this kind of conversation culminated with him saying, look, I cannot find any women to put on the event. And so Vic's response to that was to start the F-List, which is a directory of female producers, music business professionals, but instrumentalists, songwriters. So if you ever say that you can't find a woman, there's now this directory. And I was just thinking, you know, I've just never had that problem. That I can't find women to play our events or techno programs. I don't know. It seems like it's something happening further up the chain. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. Well, we're doing things, aren't we?
We are, yeah. And it's so great to have you with us this evening.
Well, no, it's great to be here. I'm going to sing a song that I wrote on a songwriting retreat that I play with, do you know Catherine Williams? Yeah? So, yeah, she's a really good friend of mine, and I'd never co-written before with anyone, and she asked me along to the songwriting retreat, and the whole kind of premise around it was, I think it was 12 singer-songwriters all put together, and then she'd pair us up, or sometimes in a trio, sort of like to write songs every morning, and then at the end of the night, you'd showcase it. But I sort of somehow found myself staying up quite late throughout the end of the night, because you're kind of wired. And anyway, I wrote this song like one sort of early kind of morning as I got kind of quiet time to myself, and I sort of set myself a little challenge to write sort of like a letter song. And it probably isn't like directly like a personal one, but it's sort of, I think like you can relate to it and kind of, you know, draw from experience. But anyway, here we go. It's called Tell Me. Thanks. Got my back. Tell me it's not over. Tell me there's no other who could make you smile. Go on and lie to me. Tell me there's no chance you'd leave. Walking out that door ain't something you'd ever do, and I don't stand a chance of losing you. Are there any of the other sides to me that you could love? That you couldn't help dreaming of. Oh, tell her that you're mine. Tell her that these lies you shared have run the test of time. Go on and tell her what a fool you've been, and somehow you'll stay friends, but it will have to end, 'cause love could never be the same again. me that you couldn't love? Are there any of the other sides to me that you couldn't help dreaming of? Is it worth all of these tears? Are there any of the other sides to me that you couldn't love? Oh, won't you tell me? Tell me it's not over.
Thank you, that's beautiful. Love co-writes with two women on them as well. Not enough of those.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play a song which is very new and I can't really play yet, but I'm really excited about it. And I've recruited the students on stage to help me sing, but I would encourage you to join in as well. If you would, I'm just going to have a little rehearsal for the bit where we sing along. Can you put my piano on, Sean? Okay, so it goes like this, and you can add any harmony that you want. 2, 3, 4. Tell them, tell them. Tell them. Whoops. Tell them, tell them. Tell them, tell them. Thank you. So if you can join in with that whenever it kind of, most of the song really. And then at the end of the song, there's another opportunity for participation, because I'm going to invite you all, when you get the idea of the song, to suggest people who may need advice. I've found this quite liberating. So please join in at the end singing Tell Them, Tell Them. And also please, this is the idea of Leah Mice, actually, who's my co-writer on this. She runs the Masters in Music Production. And she co-wrote this song with me, and this is her awesome idea, I think. We're going to record it. A choir singing Tell Them, Tell Them, and then some suggestions about who we're going to tell. So this song is called God-splaining, which, as far as I'm aware, is a term that I've invented. If anybody wins Countdown with this, I would like Susie Dent to tribute this word to this evening tonight. When I sang this song, and God-splaining, I'll explain to you what I think God-splaining is. I would imagine you're familiar with the term mansplaining, which is when men explain things to women that they already know, and it should probably be quite obvious that they already know. And this song was inspired by a conversation I had with my part-time Year 1 group. Do we have any part-time Year 1 students here? Yes, you were there, yes. We were talking about the songs that we write, what they're about, and how often we might feel that we can't write songs about the things that we want. And I was kind of thinking about that with this project in terms of content. That's the idea, writing songs about things that maybe only women would write about. And then I had a bit of a light bulb moment when we were talking about, well, how we can really be people pleasers in our lyrics. And one by one, the students were stepping up and they were like, I'm going to sing this song. And they were like, hang on. Oh, no, I'm people pleasing. This isn't the truth. And it was a really great session. And I thought, oh, yeah, I'm doing that as well from a craft point of view. Because there's content and then there's craft, and I've really kind of been indoctrinated with this idea of how you write songs. So there's all these things handed down through the music industry. I used to work in the music industry, and women should only write songs where they're survivors, or where they're strong, or where they carry on, or where they're role models. But this rhetoric is through men that own record labels, and men who say, well, I don't think that you should make a record about that, or no one wants to hear about that, which, are comments that I've heard from people who've released records and been extremely successful. So it's like, oh gosh, I'm doing that. I'm like feeling that I have to be responsible and universal and a role model in my lyric writing. And I realized that I don't allow myself to be angry. So I thought, I'm going to write an angry song. And that made me feel a bit stressed. And I thought, this is definitely what I need to do. Because we need to move out of our comfort zone. We know that there's very little to be gained by being comfortable. So I decided to write this song called Godsplaining. So we know what mansplaining is, but Godsplaining is something that I started to experience in 2011 after my daughter died, and my daughter was stillborn. She died. I love the songs, but they're very much about being a role model and being strong and being a model for others and carrying on. But I reflected on some of my experiences, and I'll give you one example which I think perfectly examples Godsplaining. I've done a lot of work for media and for charities, for baby loss awareness charities, and I had an experience when I've done TV and live radio and national newspapers, and I had an experience where I was going to speak on the radio to a few million people about my daughter's death. And I kind of got in a cab from ICMP, and this is my lunchtime thing I'm doing, and I was met at the door, and then I was met at the dressing room, and then I was met just before I went on air to the nation by a succession of 3 men who all said to me the same thing. They said, oh, hello, Mrs. Alanya. I just put my head on one side. Hello, Mrs. Alanya. It's really nice to meet you, and I know how difficult it is for you to talk about this. And I thought, do you? And then I met the second person who said the same thing, and I thought, no, I don't think you do. And then I met the third person who said it to me the minute before I went on air to the nation. I thought, I think I'll be the fucking judge of that, actually. Because I don't think you've had a baby or experienced this. It's a uniquely, female experience, actually. And then I thought, there are women who are suffering trauma and difficulty all over the world all the time, and they're advised how to deal with that, whether it's by religious leaders or politicians or doctors or people who tell us how to be creative. And because of the way that our world is organized, sadly, they are often men who haven't experienced the things that we've experienced. So that's what inspired this song. Oh, thank you, Shane. I knew you would like this. It's quite an angry song, and I'm loving that. And thank you for joining in with me. And yeah, think about towards the end of the song who you might want to call out who may need some advice, because I don't feel I need advice on my life experience, but there may be others who do. They say if you want to hear God laugh, you should tell him of your plans. Till recently I'd have said, are you kidding? If they're here, they're not a man. I may have changed my mind. Never needed help with answers. Turns out we all do. Never needed men to figure out which rocks to hold on to. So many men hold power, so sure in their beliefs, so confident in how they can teach us to believe. But it's not me who needs to learn. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Thank you, keep going. Don't need you
to teach me all these things I already know. I don't give a fuck where you say that angry women go. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, not me. And it's not true if it doesn't kill you that all of you's alive. So please stop telling women how we should survive. It doesn't make you stronger, and it can bring a slower death. I'm the one who's living this, I think I know it best. And it's not me who needs to learn. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Keep going. What if I have proof that all you preach is a big mistake? What you gonna do with that now? Burn me at the stake. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Okay, now we just keep it going. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Think our children died to teach us things we already knew. What I have to learn, it sure as hell won't be from you. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Okay, keep singing. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Okay, I'll start. The A&R man. The priests. The bankers. Politicians. The media owners. Has anybody got anyone they want to say? Just join in. Tell them, you said it, girlfriend. Tell them, tell them, tell them. Record label owners. The doctors. See how liberating this is? Does anyone want to join in? Another really good one. Anyone else?
The people who steal your rights.
Tell them. Nice one, Liz. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them. You must have one you want to get out of your system. Yes. Yes, Al.
My grandpa.
Thank you. Thank you. Dedicated to Leah Mice, who runs a master's in music production and is awesome. And, you know, really appreciate you, Leah. I feel much better. Whew, thank you. Paris, you can literally say anything you want now.
That was very powerful. Thank you so much. My next song is going to be, it was actually for a brief that I wrote last year, and it was for the politics brief, and I decided to write to, I guess, the Supreme Court, and it is my response to the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and I'm from California, I didn't mention that before, but when I heard about the overplane back to California from here, and it was just a very emotional day, week, like, it was crazy. And yeah, this is my response. Yeah. It's called Rule Me.
Amazing, Paris, thank you.
You like the power. Does it make you feel like a man? You're just a boy in a high seat, and the pressures make you go mad. You ruin safety. This isn't home anymore. We're moving backwards now. The girls gotta slip out the back door. You say, oh, we held you down, what a shame. What were you thinking going there in the first place? It doesn't matter if it's not your fault. You gotta live with it all. It's my fucking body, and I'll do what I want. It's not your place to tell me what's right or what is wrong. Why do you get to choose my every move when you don't feel what I go through? You can try to shape me into who you want me to be, but I won't let you rule me. I won't let you rule me. I won't let you rule me. You say she'll sleep with anyone. She wasn't careful enough, but she's just a girl who made one mistake, and now all her future plans are gone. You say, oh, we held you down, what a shame. What were you thinking wearing that in the first place? It doesn't matter if it's not your fault. You gotta live with it all. It's my fucking body, and I'll do what I want. It's not your place to tell me what's right or what is wrong. Why do you get to choose my every move when you don't feel what I go through? You can try to shape me into who you want me to be, but I won't let you rule me. I won't let you rule me. I won't let you rule me. You never know what it's like to have someone control your life. It can't be justified, don't even try. You invalidate all of my complaints. Could you stay out of my way? 'Cause it's my fucking body, and I'll do what I want. It's not your place to tell me what's right or what is wrong. Why do you get to choose try to shape me into who you want me to be, but I won't let you rule me. I won't let you rule me. I won't let you rule me. Thank you.
That's a great song, Paris.
Thank you.
Are you going to record that song?
I am. I am currently recording an EP called Body Language, and it is very much about female empowerment, and that song, as well as my last one, will be on it. So,
And where can we find your music?
my Instagram is Paris Hang Music, and I have links in my bio to my Spotify and etc.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back with Trina. So exciting to see how music is becoming more political, and so many more kind of uses for songwriting are opening up, and so many more people are getting voices through songwriting, and that's a great example. It's a really great song.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Trina.
So this next song was written on one of the briefs last year because we were sort of challenged to do a modulation, and I hadn't written many songs before, and I was like, terrified, because I was like, I have no idea how to do that. Because one of the things I've always felt like I'm stepping in territory that I don't know with like musical theory and things like that. I've learned to be so much more confident with that and not make excuses for not knowing things, because I've learned so much by just being like open to learning things and understanding where this is the first song that I wrote that I was like, this sounds like me, yay. So it's quite special to me, and I actually released it a few weeks ago. It's the first song I've ever put out in the world, so it's always so special to me. So it's called Peace My Heart. It's actually based on a poem, it's about long-distance relationship sort of coming to an end. So it's the sort of sad ending to Max's song, really. But so that's what it's about. And all of my songs pretty much are usually based on my own experience, except a lot I've written recently. But yes. Peace my heart, I feel it slipping out of your hands, out of your lands. Peace my heart, I feel it breaking. This time apart has left me aching. We've spent too long trying to find the common ground. I'm not quite sure that's what we found. Let this be the last kiss, let it be a promise we'll never cross that line. This is my white flag, surrender what we had, although it hurts to say goodbye. Let's give up before we get broken. Let us go before the ground opens. If loving you is a war, I don't want to fight it anymore. Peace my soul, I don't want to let go. I'm not sure that you know how much I cared. Peace my body, I know you still want me. You know that I'm sorry, but it's time to let go. We've spent too long trying to find the common ground. I'm not quite sure that's what we found. Let this be the last
so beautiful, Trina. I feel like I'm, you saying that's the first song that sounds like you, I feel like I'm seeing this female singer-songwriter come to power. It's like, it's a beautiful song. It's got so much promise in it as well. Where do we find your music?
So I'm Trina Reed with R-E-A-D, like read a book, music, and again, yeah, all my stuff's linked, I think. Otherwise, it's Trina Reed on Spotify, and hopefully pretty much everywhere. Thank you.
August.
Hello. Just going to do quick musical chairs. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so this next song was written for a brief also on the ICMP course. And the brief was to write a song for a cause. And I chose to write for breast cancer awareness, as it is a cause that is very near and dear to my heart. And as I was doing research, the CDC says that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And the leading cause for breast cancer is women getting older. And it made me angry, it made me sad, it made me scared. And I wrote this song to channel those emotions. This is 1 in 8.
She's never liked it here. Sterility makes her sweat. The plastic upholstery sticks to her legs. She can't get up, she can barely move while the doctor tells her the unfortunate news. He's never liked this part. It's the hardest of his job. His voice dulls and wavers, singing the same song. He discloses her prognosis as simply as he can, puts it all in perspective so she'll understand. 1 in 8 of the witches in the coven. 1 in 8 of the hens in the coop. 1 in 8 of your friends. 1 in 8 aging women have been here before. Betrayed by her own flesh and blood, cheated by her chest. She pumped poison in her body each Thursday at 10, smeared pink war paint on as she prepared to fight. Under the knife, pink was too polite. Left are the people who loved her, the ones who gave her care. They called her beautiful when she lost all her hair. Faces filled with surprise, completely at a loss. Who knew living could come at a cost? The 1 in 8 witches in the coven. 1 in 8 of the hens in the coop. 1 in 8 of your friends. 1 in 8 aging women will tell you the same, the same.
Well done, August.
Thank you.
Heard you perform that in class, and I felt really just great to hear women performing brave songs as well, that are personal to them, and yeah, I love it. How does it feel to sing the song?
You know, I'm really, again, grateful for this space. Actually, 5 years ago tomorrow, my mom passed away from breast cancer, so I feel incredibly grateful, and thank you for sharing this moment, because it's roughly based on her story, and to share it and have people receive it means the world. So thank you.
It's really beautiful, and I think that you're really representing her tonight, and all the other women who, you know, have suffered from breast cancer. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Maxine.
hello. I think it's like that. Okay. Yeah, thank you, August. That really gave me chills. It was a beautiful song. I'm going to sing a song that I wrote with August next. So I'm super happy that she's doing the Songwriting Circle with me tonight, because it's our song, and I'm lucky to be the one singing it. But yeah, so basically the song came to me, and I asked August for help because I just came out of a really toxic relationship with a male producer that I had been working with for 2 years. And I had a lot of anger in me, and I didn't know where to put it. And August kind of just like opened her arms and was like, come here, and created a nest, and then a song came out. And it was a beautiful experience. It helped me a lot. It still helps me a lot, and I'm super grateful for her for that. Yeah.
Grateful for you.
This song is called Free the Fire You've Earned. Silence, the statue crumbles down, no more Venus. It crowns disillusions of an idle song, breaking hearts, breaking minds, shape-shifting to take up less space in the darkness, in the forced embrace. The smiles are shattered, visions are erased, breaking hearts, breaking minds. So just keep to the fire inside you. Hold on, let it burn. Release the ties that bind you. Free the fire you've earned. Clouds and shadows will steer your refrain, keep you speaking, and you'll feel ashamed. But wipe your tears, love. They'd never let you in. They'd break your heart, they'd break your mind. So when they try to steal your name, try to hurt you, try to break to tame, or light a match, love, pour gas on the flame, break their hearts, break their minds. Ooh, ooh,
the ties that bind you free, the fire you keep to the light inside you. Hold on, let it burn, release the ties that bind you free, the fire you earned.
Thank you.
What a great song. Thank you both. Amazing.
Thank you.
Are you recording and releasing this, Maxine?
We want to. We're thinking of the production aspect of things with August. Yeah, I really want to put this song out.
Where do we
Yeah.
find your music?
Yeah, so I'm on social media under the name Xamadmax, so it's XAMADMAX. I know I have to change that, but if you
What,
can
do you?
find me, that's amazing. And I have a link tree in my bio on Instagram where you can find all my music and all the links to everywhere, my gigs and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much.
And August, where do we find your music?
You can't yet.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Okay,
and I'll
keep
let
us
people
posted.
know.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so we come back to Michele.
Yeah, I'm just, just blown away. What an amazing, powerful, inspiring round that was of songs. Just like took me on a complete journey, and I can relate to all the stories and all the sort of like, you know, so I feel really closer to you all already. And you know, it's like really amazing melodies and voices and just like the craft as well of songwriting. Like it's really, really beautiful. Like you guys are, I'm excited. Yeah, it's cool.
It's so
And
great to have you as part of the ICMP songwriting family.
I know, I'm very happy to be.
Warning, when you join the family, you can never leave.
Oh, good, good.
That's kind of
good.
what it's like. You're in now.
That's totally cool. I mean, it's amazing, really, because we were talking about it just today. I was like incredibly shy, like as a kid, like so ridiculously, like you know, the hair is the blanket that sort of covers, and like it still does sometimes. It's still, you know, my resource, but it's like, and music was the thing that sort of got me connecting to people and, you know, saying hello, really, and sort of, or people saying hello to me in some ways. So it was, it's really hugely inspiring to see, like, just this community that you're building and this kind of space, as you said, to express these things, you know, safely. Yeah, and yeah, just love it. Really, really great. Thank you. I'm gonna try and thanks. I'm gonna sing an angry one.
Yes.
I think you need to, I mean, songwriting for me is very much therapy. And it was a sort of, before I'd play it to anyone, I had loads of songs that was just mine, you know, and I needed it to say stuff. And this song was written from a sort of toxic relationship and ended about 6-7 years ago now. And it's still kind of difficult to kind of go there and re-sing these songs and you know, revisit that kind of feeling, but it's very empowering to kind of to get it out and just fucking scream a little bit about it, you know.
You know, I read in a book about how suppressed anger really affects a lot of health outcomes, and many of them are female dominant. Yeah,
I can imagine.
That a lot of female if we were all angrier, we'd be healthier. Is basically the message. That's why I was thinking of you, my friend Luce. Yeah, and I was like, right, I need some of that. I need to be healthier. I need to be angrier.
It's true, yeah. And that's, I loved your song, Paris, about like, you know, and I'd love to get that EP and like, you know, because I think a lot of anger and a lot of emotions is held in the body as well.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of owning your body and owning all of that stuff and sort of being, it's really powerful. So both songs about like your body and everything was just really, it's great to be able to say those words really. Anyway, this is a song called These Bones, and I guess it's about I was sort of in a relationship that was kind of eventually over time muting me and sort of squashing what I was only just discovering myself. So it was kind of weirdly easy for that to happen. But yeah, it was kind of the release, the sort of rescuing of myself away from it. Anyway, let me try it. Let's try it. In our double bed you lie alone at night, sitting pretty in your high chair. This easy life is what you wanted from the very start. Nothing too hard. Well, I'll be busy trying to stay alive till the day I die. No, I'll never meet another man quite like you, 'cause something tells me that you broke the mold through and through. And there ain't none of that greener grass on the other side. Well, no doubt, honey, I know you're always so right. But I'll be better off this time. I'll be better off this time. This soul is mine. These bones are aching, love in your eyes. Yes, they're breaking up, but boy, your body needs a shaking just to wake you up from inside. Oh, now, 'cause I ain't hanging around to die. I ain't hanging around to die. Oh no. See, if you told me I'd be suddenly in this place, staring blindly at the crossroads of which to take, well, you know I can hold my head up high, 'cause like it or leave it, honey, I did nothing else but try. I did nothing else but try. But try as you may, we can make our mistakes. Leave me for dead and I'd lead you astray. These bones are aching, love in your eyes. Oh, they're breaking up, and boy, your body needs a shaking just to wake you up Cheers.
Great song.
That does feel better.
It's awesome. I felt so much power in that song. Isn't songwriting just endlessly interesting? Like, isn't it amazing that we can talk about things that happen to us and then we're like, but now I'm going to sing this song about it. And it's like, there's the power, like the emotion in the song.
It's amazing. Yeah, thank you.
It's beautiful. I read that you have your 3rd solo album coming out this year. Is that right?
Do. Well, that's good. But that's yeah, I do actually. And it's been a difficult one to release. It was sort of kind of finished before lockdown and all of that sort of chapter in all of our lives. But it was also, I think, in some ways, probably I needed to kind of process just all the songs on there and actually be able to let go of them as well. So in some ways, maybe it was a good thing that it took me a while, because now I can kind of be in a sort of different place with it. So yeah, it's coming out in September, which is exciting. Just got to get organized and actually do it.
What's it called?
It's called Invitation. And it's kind of like inviting that the listener, or to sort of sit with that kind of those difficult kind of feelings, and not make it okay or be that sort of like, oh yeah, we have to kind of overcome it all the time, but like actually sit with feeling shit and feeling like small and all those kind of things, but that there's always sort of the fact that you're saying it out loud is the kind of hopeful kind of outcome through it, really.
So, sorry, you wrote it before lockdown or during? Or?
I wrote it before lockdown, yeah. It's just sort of, but like just lockdown kind of, I guess, the distance between having it finished and actually putting it out was quite a while, like a few years. So I'm ready to release it and sort of step away from it in that way as well.
And will you be touring when that record comes out? Can we come and see you?
Yeah, you can totally come. I'd love you to come to a show in October and November, sort of around that time. I'll be doing some shows. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'll let you know, yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, we'll share that with our community. Would you play a final song for us?
Yeah, sure. Kind of want you guys to do another round now. Yeah, it goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed your songs tonight? Have you enjoyed the night? Yeah? This is a song, kind of a new one. I haven't recorded it yet, but it's sort of like a gentle protest song in some ways, but it's for like all those times I guess we've felt like dismissed, or the things that we do dismiss like unconsciously and like in different situations, or find hard to talk about and things like that, yeah, it's called Dismiss Me. Thanks everyone, it's been a really lovely night. Thanks for having me. Can't dismiss me, I've got 5,000 lines spread across my face, each bearing tales to the lives that took place, for me to know my way. You can't dismiss me, I've got more than a fistful of bruises across my arm, legs, body, and soul torn apart for you to get your way. You can't dismiss me for the color of my skin or the way that I talk. There is meaning in these words I unlock for you to hear what I say. We're the blind leading the blind, lost children with the child. When every stone gets thrown wild, every soul's left hungry tonight. Oh, you can't dismiss me when I stumble down the street and fall right to my knees, begging, please put a penny in my hand for me to try and lose my way. Nor forget me when I landmark the sidewalks on your way to work. Part of the noise neath the traffic, feet and dirt, for you to just look my way. We're the blind leading the blind, lost children with the child. When every stone gets thrown wild, every soul's left hungry tonight. Oh, you can't dismiss me, for every scar has meaning for its mark. Just to feel something alive in me and sharp, to remember the pain. Or try to squeeze me into every little box or frame you create. One size, one body, one shape, making everyone the same. You can't dismiss my name. You can't dismiss my name.
It's a really, really beautiful song. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. What a lovely way to end the evening. Thank you all for coming. It's really important that we mark International Women's Day and Women's History Month. There are so many statistics that speak about the gender equality we have in society, but particularly in the music industry. And just to focus on 14% of those who make their living in this country from songwriting identify as female. 14. We've gone backwards in the last few years. So it's really important that we remember that it's not equal, and that's not acceptable, and that we all play our part in trying to redress that. And you've been really supportive and come to our event this evening, so thank you very much. And thank you to our performers this evening. Thank you to Paris. And thank you to Trina. And thank you to August. And thank you to Maxime. And a big thank you to our special guest, Michele Stodart. And we'll see you at the April Songwriters Circle. See you then. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Sean, for doing the sound. I can't believe I forgot you. You're amazing. And Lasse for helping organize this event.